Okay, so I'm gonna start with this valve cover. So I'll have to remove this cover here. So it's like, what, 4 bolts or nuts or something. Haven't done this before, so we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping I don't have to remove this power steering line, but I might have to. So we'll see. Let's start from this one now. I removed those 4 nuts. Now I'm removing these Allen screws. It just comes off. Now you can move this thing around. You have to remove a couple of hoses here. Let's see if we can remove this thing somehow. I don't know. Might not be able to. So there's a retainer for this power steering hose. Remove that bolt, and then you can just carefully slide this thing this way. So hopefully, it looks like I won't have to remove that power steering hose. So I thought I was going to, but I might be able to just wiggle it off. Alright, this thing is out of the way. Okay, now let's see what we have here. Manifold, all of that stuff. This vacuum hose here. Move the hose gently. Okay. Spark plug wire retainer right here that you have to take off. After that, I removed these bolts. It's also 10mm. And I'm gonna try to knock this thing loose. For the ease, I just removed these spark plug wires. And just trying to gently remove it. Pry it up with a screwdriver. Really carefully. I really need this guy. It's gonna help you out. So now you can lift this up. I just gotta be really careful. So then remove this wire harness. I'm just gonna leave it in place. Just gonna lift this thing up carefully. Like so. Ew, so much sludge in this engine. Oh wow. Not so horrible, but you can see some sludge. Here's my gasket. It's really brittle. And it's just ripping off, literally. Wow. Like so. Oh wow, look at this sludge. That's crazy. Look at all of this. Wow. Alright, so now I've got everything, the valve cover off, so I'm gonna clean the gasket surface as much as possible. Right there, everywhere. And then after that I'm gonna clean that valve cover really well. I don't know if I'm gonna clean anything here, but we'll see. Alright, so I'm using the razor blade and cleaning everything up. Clean away from the engine. Nothing goes inside. Yeah, so basically you have to go around and clean everything, all the gasket surface areas. Okay, so I keep cleaning it, making sure that the surface is smooth. So I'm gonna just finish cleaning this surface. The back side is difficult to get to, but as you can see, it's gonna be cleaned up like much easier. There's not so much of a gasket that got stuck on it. This side got stuck really well, but yeah, so I'll just keep cleaning that, and then I'll start cleaning the valve cover. Okay, so this I cleaned the surface where the gasket sits on, and now I'm gonna start cleaning the valve cover itself. I'm gonna remove the old gasket. It's so brittle. $20 old gasket. Okay. So put it aside. Now I'm gonna try to clean this thing as much as possible. Unfortunately, I don't have the parts washer, but I'll just try to clean it. So I'm gonna change these seals here. I already removed one. I'll show you how to take this one off. I'm gonna lift this up. There's a washer, and then just this seal is gonna be, let's see, right there on the bottom. These were good, they were not leaking, but I have these in my kit, so that's how this looks. So to change the seal on this bolt, it's a little difficult because you have to take it off, but what I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna cut it off. So I'm gonna cut off this seal and remove it. Okay, let's take this seal off. Here's my old seal. Now I'm gonna grab a new seal. What I have to do, spray some lubricant. Now here's my bolt. I'm gonna put it this way. Let's see, like so, and then I just have to work with it and push it all the way here. At the end it's gonna look like this. And now you're done with these seals. And then these seals, they have to stay in here like so. You put the bolt through. Okay, now you have to be careful with this bleeder, and not the bleeder but the bleeder thing. I'm gonna flip it around, and I have to clean this thing up. So I cleaned it as much as I could. I don't have the pressure, the parts wash machine, and cleaned on the outside too. And now I'm ready to put this gasket on. I didn't take too much time cleaning this because otherwise I would just it would take me forever, because you have to get in there everywhere. But I cleaned it as much as I could for now. Plus the owner, he doesn't want me to spend so much time on this, so right now I'm gonna start putting this gasket on, and then I'll be ready to put this cover back on. To put this gasket on, goes in really easy. Let's see, this way, like so. Around here. Don't forget to clean those the grooves that where this gasket goes. Already did that. Now I'm just gonna keep putting this thing on. And that's how it goes. Alright, now I'll just put this oil filler cap back. For now, I'll prepare my bolts. Alright, time to put this back. Everything is ready to go here. This thing is on. Now I'll just have to put these bolts in. Just make sure your gasket is in place, it hasn't shifted or anything like that. And just look around. Now let's put these bolts through. And here, and on this side, like so. Alright, now I'm gonna tighten these bolts. I'll do it by hand for now. Just trying to make sure that this gasket is sitting down, it's all flush without any issues. Okay, that's tight. Okay, so that's all the way. Alright, that's good. Now I'm just gonna go walk through and see, make sure the gasket is sitting, nothing is sticking out. Fortunately, I can't really see that side really well, but just double check everything, make sure everything is good, and we'll go from there. Okay, now I put this hose onto the breather. Now I'm gonna remove these gloves from here and put these back on. This goes there. Should click. There's the last one. Right here. And then let's not forget this retainer. Let's see. This side is done. Now we're gonna move on to that side. This side, I have to remove this hose, and then I'll disconnect that sensor. As you can see, the power steering hose was removed already, so I don't have to worry about that. So here's what I got so far. I got this hose off and the connector disconnected. Now I have to remove probably these two bolts that retain all of like the wiring and a couple of sensors here. Okay, so this hose, not the hose but the harness, just slides this way a little bit, and this, you can't really move it, but I'm gonna try to just work around it. Now I'm gonna remove these spark plug wires. One, two, and this is the third one. And just I'll put them to the side for now. Like so. Okay, now I'm gonna take these gloves and put them in those spark plug holes. Like so. Just to keep the dirt out. These bolts 1 and 2. I'm gonna leave it in place. It's not gonna come out right now. Okay, so those are loose and this thing is ready to be out of here. Just want to double check a couple things. Make sure nothing else is in the way. Looks like we can try to shock this thing loose with a dead blow hammer. Okay, so I wanted to show you a couple spots where you can knock this thing loose. It's right there. Put the pry bar in there like so. Let's see. right in there basically, so you're prying against the metal. So now it's, as you can see, it's almost completely loose. I just gotta bust this side loose more. Yeah, so this side really sucked, honestly saying, but I got it out. I'm gonna remove it completely, being really careful. Remove this power steering line because there's literally no space for this thing to come out. So I'll take it off and then we'll see. Hopefully this thing will come out. Steering line is kind of out of the way. I'm gonna try squeeze this through now. Finally, I removed this thing. Some of this gasket got stuck in there. This side looks a little better than the other one. It really looks much cleaner here, which is really cool. I have to remove this gasket now out of the way. Then clean the surface, all that stuff. This gasket is really stuck on this thing. Like so. Yeah. I have to do cleaning here. All the old gasket is out. It's time to clean the surface with a razor blade. Been cleaning the surface for kind of a long time. It was a pain in the ass because the gasket was really stuck on it. Plus it's really hard to get on this side because there's like almost no space. Okay, so now I'm gonna take care of this valve cover. I'm gonna remove this again. Stuck gasket. Let's see. Okay, so that's off. I'm gonna go replace these seals again, and I'm gonna clean the inside. Seals are installed. Now it's time to clean this thing. Got some brake clean. Alright, new valve cover gasket installed. And now let's put it on the car. Okay, valve cover is in place. I can start checking all of the... I already checked the gasket and made sure it's not pinched or anything. Now I can screw these two bolts back in, and then I'll just start putting stuff back together. Alright, so everything is almost back together. Just have to connect this steering line and just put the engine cover back on. Alright, these are the last bolts, and I'll be ready to start this thing up. So, Let's start this thing up. I opened the door. Okay, and just let it run for now. And then we'll check for leaks. Alright. Let's see how this thing is doing. I mean, so far so good, no any issues. We'll see how it's gonna be later on. We'll check for leaks later on, but yeah, everything looks good.